its roots become more firmer, right? The more you use it as a tool, the more it pulls in other areas of your life. You know, you figure I can use alcohol to relax, to socialize. Now you think, oh, maybe I can use it to forget, to problem solve, or to forget my problems, right? Now, when we're thinking about the habit, don't think about the alcohol as being, the alcohol is only the fuel of the fire, right? It's only the fuel that keeps the alcohol habit alive. I'm calling it the alcohol habit, whereas in a lot of cases, we've got a lot of different habits that we use alcohol as a fuel for, you know. We're talking about, take the alcohol habit, any habit, right? And it's basically a default behavior, right? It's default thinking, it's what we go back to. When I'm talking about default, I'm talking about the things that we go back to when, so a trigger happens and the default behavior kicks in, right? That's what I'm talking about here. It's what you used to. What we're talking about is we get into our comfort zone. A trigger happens and the behavior is the comfort zone. We immediately go into that thing that we're comfortable with. What we're talking about is the path of least resistance, right? This thing happens in my life and I automatically do that. So this thing happens, it triggers this behavior. That thing happens, it triggers this thinking, and that triggers another reaction, and that triggers another reaction. So it's like putting a record on, if you remember the old records, or putting a CD on, putting a program onto your computer. If you're into games, you know, it's like sticking a game in and your game goes in a fairly logical sequence, right? This is what happens here. The longer you use alcohol, the more reinforced the behavior becomes, right? When I'm talking about more reinforced, I'm talking about it from the perspective of it digs in, its roots become more firmer, right? The more you use it as a tool, the more it pulls in other areas of your life. You know, you figure I can use alcohol to relax, to socialize. Now you think, oh, maybe I can use it to forget, to problem solve, or to forget my problems, right? You know, the thing is, the comfortableness of a habit is because of the familiarity, right? And this happens, it doesn't matter if the habit is beneficial in the long run. There's no moral judgment in these habits. The only thing that matters is that you're repeating the habit over and over again, and that's what keeps it alive, is your repetition. If you keep doing something, your body thinks, or your brain thinks, or whatever it is that is responsible for. I mean, we call it the habit. I like to think of it as just being a collection of behaviors and thoughts and whatever, and that's the way it works. So look, it is what it is. I think understanding these things will help you to move away from it, just to understand that it is the default behavior, that it is the behavior that your mind will go to over and over again. So if you're looking for motivation to get out of it, it's easier to kind of crank up the motivation on the other side of it, if you get what I mean. Take care of yourself. Habitsfeed2.com. Take care. On to the puts.